Hello everybody, welcome to Totally Tabled. My name is Shaggy, and today I'm doing a playthrough of Lands of Galzyr. I'm going to be playing as Kiride, or Kiri for short. She is a scholarly newt, keen on discovering the mysteries of the world. Yearning for something to challenge her immense cognitive abilities, she typically follows trails of breadcrumbs left in ancient manuscripts. However, a curious request has lured her away from her books in the Middle East and into Galzyr. I have her board all set up with her 4 different skills, 10 money, and her 2 starting cards, Power of the Mind and Test of Will. I rolled the 12-sided die, and we randomly start in March, which means we're using the summer side of the board. And the app told us to start on Tuesday, and because we're playing a solo game, we're gonna go for 8 rounds before the end of the game, and that's what this little marker here is indicating. Have the event deck right here, and we start with 3 random quests. I've marked the location of those quests on the board, and at the beginning of the game, we actually start off the board. We are gonna be arriving into Galzyr right now, in fact. Let's just get started. So the first thing that we have to do is we have to start our adventure, and this card is telling us to go to story 87. So we can just type that right into the app. Metamorphosis. That's the word that springs to mind while you observe the approaching skyline from the ship's deck. The large dome shape of the library remains a distant central figure, but the walled city around it has grown in unpredictable ways since you last visited. However, that doesn't exactly surprise you. Polecats are numerous here, like in the entire region, and they are an intriguing folk, very different from northern banded newts like you. The locals especially seem to always push for change. Then again, you surmise a lot has stayed the same still. Perhaps you should seek out your old roommate, Chimi, if you have the time. A Pelican sailor's shouting interrupts your introspection, announcing that the ship is preparing to dock. So now it's telling us to move our adventurer's figure to Arhin, and we're going to move to our cabin to prepare. As you pack, you think back to your time in Arhin. A born scholar, just like your parents and grandparents, you were drawn here by the city's prestigious university and all the things you could learn. A particularly curious subject was the nature of animal folks. It wasn't exactly your field, but you lent your skills to the aid of Saffron, your squirrel teacher, friend, and an expert on hoarding data. The thing is, he died recently. And shortly after, you were summoned by Lanja, the chameleon who leads the university's council. Can't help but infer that the 2 things are likely related. You'll find out soon enough, as you grab the rest of your baggage and head ashore, prepared to meet whatever academic challenges await. So it says to give 2 random 150 cards from the library to the adventurer. So we're going to go from our ordered stack of cards there, and we're going to randomly pick out 2 cards that have 150 on them. It looks like we got a black hat. The brim of a hat pointed low, shadow cast over your face. It is the classic mysterious and menacing look, but sometimes you just want to shield your eyes from the harsh sunlight. So it gives us the keyword shady. It also has 2 special abilities here. It's going to let us intimidate, which would get us 1 success and reroll up to 1 of our dice during a dice check. And then we could also explore, reroll up to 2 dice. So whenever we're doing a dice check or a skill check that involves either intimidating or exploring, we'll get a little benefit from our black hat. You can also see here it's worth 5 coins if we wanted to sell it. And then we also got this emerald ring. It says, ruling polecat families of Reinstum are known for wearing jewelry adorned with big emeralds. So this gives us another intimidate skill where we just get 2 successes, so we are extremely intimidating. And then we can also do a convince, which will let us re-roll a die. All right. So these are going to go into our item slots here. We can only hold 3 items at most. If we ever have more than that, we have to discard to get down to 3. So Kiri here apparently is a very intimidating academic with her awesome black hat. I'm loving her already. An hour later, you ascend the familiar stone steps of the university and step through the massive wooden doors. The inside is much like you remember. Unlike the rest of the city, you walk right into the council's wing and state your business to the beaver clerk there. "You're early," she says, examining her papers. The council is still in the middle of a meeting, discussing Saffron's will. Interesting. You step towards the council room, but the beaver stops you. "You'll have to wait. The protocol states that they're not to be disturbed." At that, you feel a twinge of annoyance. Here comes the protocol, once again standing in your way and wasting your time, limiting your potential. How typical. Reminder, if the adventurer chooses an option with a skill check, select it before they resolve the check. Okay. Well, look at this. So we have some options here. We could sneak into the meeting, which would be easy and would require the thievery skill. That's definitely not something we're good at, but we could try to intimidate the clerk to let you in, which would be perfect for us. It would be a medium challenge, but we'd get to use communication. We're quite good at communication, and as we just established, we're quite good at intimidating too. So I think we're definitely going to go for that option. We could have also just wait until we're called for, but no. We're going to lean hard on the intimidation. So now it's reminding us that we should use our skill dice whenever possible rather than just the basic black dice. It's also reminding us that some of our cards might influence the skill check. Now the way this works is we're going to be using 5 dice. But we can swap out some of these basic dice for our skill dice based on our current skills. And we have 1 skill in communicate, which means we have a communication skill die, which is going to give us a side with 2 successes. Actually, 2 sides with 2 successes. It's also giving us 2 sides with the perception skill eyeball symbol and 2 sides with the knowledge sort of book icon skill, which are the 2 adjacent skills. And that's how all of these dice work. So because we have 2 skills in knowledge, we also have these knowledge dice, which will have 2 sides that have 1 success for communication because it's adjacent. And we also have one of these perception dice, which will also have that symbol that we're after. So it makes sense for us to use all 4 of our dice, replace these basic ones with our skill dice, and then we're just rolling 1 of the basic that just has 1 of each of the 6 symbols. And this is how every skill check in the game is going to work. Now, because we're intimidating, we have 2 items here that are giving us a bonus to when we do an intimidation check. So we're getting 1 success right away just from our hat, plus the ability to re-roll up to 1 of our dice. And then our emerald ring is just giving us 2 successes right away. So we have 3 successes before we even roll the dice. So we're going to have no problem intimidating this beaver. Okay, so you roll your dice and you look to see how many successes you have. Well, look at that. We have 4 successes that we rolled. Now, no matter what, you always have the option of doing 1 reroll, but you have to reroll all of your dice. We definitely don't want to do that, so we're going to be happy with this. And now we could use our Black Hat's ability, which is going to let us reroll 1 of them. We might as well reroll this. Okay, we got the same thing. So we now have 4, 5, 6, 7 successes. We are extremely intimidating. So we're going to reveal the outcomes, and, well, we definitely got 3+ successes. You're just going to go through, and you're going to pick the one that applies. With well-researched examples, you make it abundantly, excruciatingly clear to the beaver that disobeying her superiors is far preferable to disappointing you. And waiting around idly is against your nature, and therefore extremely disappointing. When you move to the door, the clerk doesn't dare squeak a word in protest. As you're about to enter, you hear Lanja's voice, and the chameleon's words give you a pause. I've known both for a long time, she says. I'd never falsify research. The mere accusation. His will all but confirms it, another voice interrupts. Besides, Kiride was young and uppity, and Safran's methods were always controversial. Read the part again. To Kiride, I leave the true results of our research. Do with it as you will. The discussion continues, but you've heard enough, feeling indignation building. It's time to make your voice heard, and you have the element of surprise on your side to make it especially weighty. So it says, if you slam, you may convert one thievery into a success. Well, we definitely can't slam. We do have scholar and swim keywords on our board. We also have shady and fancy. We don't want to forget that. So we could slam the table to show our displeasure. That would involve a might check, and we are not mighty at all. We use our brains and our intimidating logic to get around things, so we're probably not going to do that. But we can recall your research with Safran, and that is right up our alley. That's just going to be a medium knowledge check, so we'll definitely choose that. So it looks like we don't have any keywords that are going to help us here, but we do have a lot of skill. We have 2 knowledge dice, and our communication die will also help us, and 2 basics. Ooh, okay, so we got 3 successes there. That seems pretty darn good, so we'll just keep that, and we won't do our optional reroll. Ooh, if we had gotten 1 more, would have gotten a special thing there, but 3 seems pretty good. The council looks surprised as you step forward and, a little snappily, explain how you compiled all the previous studies on the behavioral particularities of animal folk, and how it was referenced to complement Safran's empirical research. Everything was done in accordance with the university's policies that they're so proud of. Doubt fades from the council's faces as you speak, and they nod in approval when you finish your spirited report. Very good, Lanja says. Consider our worries dismissed. But what might Safran's words mean then? On that you aren't certain, but your natural curiosity is certainly piqued. You'll dig out the answer, however deep it is buried, and you'll start at Safran's old study in Myuu. You earn 2 prestige. Okay, so we can just move our prestige tracker. It's saying to return test of will from the adventurer to the library, so we're going to get to return this card. I'm just going to set it off to the side for now. And then we get to take 224 from the library. And because it has our little symbol there, our little newt symbol, that means we're going to take our specific card. And so we got Test of Will Part 2. Your late friend Safran dedicated something to you in his will. However, the excerpt was inconclusive, referencing the past research you did together. You should locate his remote study in Myuu to find more information. And so this is giving us a little quest. We can go to Myuu and we can visit the station. And as you can see on the map, Myuu is just sort of the next city over here, so it won't be a long trip. And that was the end of the scene. So there you go. After we end a scene, we move on to the next day. And now that we're on the board, we can actually move. So the structure of our turn is we can move up to 2 spaces, and then we have to take some kind of action. We have to have some kind of story scene play out. And then that would be the end of the day. We go to the next day. And we're just going to keep doing that until we get to 8 days. Then the game will technically end. Of course, this is an open world game that is ongoing, and so you can just keep playing it over and over and over again, and the story and the world will continue to progress. Now, if we wanted, we could stay here And we could explore the market or the library or the docks. You can see here there's several places that we can explore. But I think Kiri really wants to try to get to the bottom of this mystery and solve it. So we're going to move on to Muratu. And it looks like we have sort of two paths that we could follow. We could go this way, or we could go this way. The southern path looks a little shorter, so maybe we'll go that way. Now, we can only move 2 spaces, so 1, 2. We can't actually quite make it there yet. And now we have to resolve some sort of event. And since we have nothing here that we can do, we have to flip over one of these event cards. And now we're going to start from the top and go down, and we're going to resolve the first one that applies. So we're not wounded, we're not in a settlement, we're not in a grassland, but we are in a forest. And so that's going to be what we resolve. It looks like it's 217. In the woods, surprisingly, you find a pit by the side road. A cockapoo in traveling gear is scolding a group of intimidated moles. You introduce yourself to the agitated bird, and she does likewise. Kiharangi. As an explorer and mapper of landscapes, I've paid for the Grand Mole Efforts Labor Group to explore this tunnel into the earth, but they refuse to work. Feeling judgmental eyes on them, the mole site boss explains. That pit is home to a Bordagen. To go in is to be devoured. She refuses to endanger her team. The cockapoo rubs her forehead in stress. A mythical snake beast has ruined my expedition. She grumbles about how she wishes there was a way to reach down into the pit. Do you have the tag duelist? No. Wow, okay. So we could climb down into the pit, but that is not a skill that we're very good at, and that would be hard, so we definitely don't want to do that. We could force a tree down into the pit. Once again, we're not very good with might, so even an easy might check might be hard for us. Encourage the moles with gold. Ooh, that's half of our gold. Or we could just leave them. Boy, I don't know. Well, I guess we can always get more gold. Yeah, we can always get more gold. Why don't we try to encourage them with gold? That sounds good. Greed conquers fear. As you announce to pay the workers extra for going into the hole, they swarm about you and lap at your gold. The site boss whistles at the windfall. We can go down and take a look till we see trouble. But well, if we had some more, we'd explore all of it down there. You get me? Oh my god, so we could spoil them and pay all of our money? Or decline to pay more? You know what? We'll spoil them. Yeah, why not? We'll blow all of our money. Dumping even more gold onto the moles. They hurriedly burrow to the bottom of the pit. For the cockapoo, they map its inside and come back up to give her the notes she wanted. One mole gives you an item they found. No idea who would throw this down there, but they did. With her work done, Kiharangi offers to join you. That was a lot of gold. I must strive to repay you. Help you out for a while. You earn 1 prestige. Okay, so we get 246 and 288. Kirangi knows the land like no one else. A famous summit she mapped near Yezden is named after her. Wow, so it's cool. So she's giving us the Explorer and the Night Vision tags. It also says that in Perception skill checks, reroll up to 2 dice. And we also have an Unlock and Explore that she can do to give us 1 success. And she's going to hang around with us for 5 rounds. So we'll go ahead and we'll put her over here. And then we'll mark, maybe with these bird tokens, 5 steps away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So she's going to hang out with us until Monday. And then we also get 246. Oh, okay, it's a bouquet. More sentimental individuals can easily be swayed with a colorful gift. The fresher, the better. So this is another convince. Get 1 success for each day left in the timer box below. Ooh, okay. Interesting. So this is also going to last us for 5 days. Maybe we'll use this one. And then it says to return the drawn event to the bottom of the event deck. And there we go. That was the end of the scene. We move on to Thursday. Okay, I say we immediately do our movement, just 1 space to move into Myuu. And as we can see here, there's actually a quest that we can pick up. Now, you can pick up quests pretty much any time, as long as you're not in the middle of a scene. You can even, like, interrupt your movement to pick up a quest. And there is one here. It says, a criminal has avoided the law for too long. Contact us if you think you can finish the job. Well, we're not very strong, but maybe we can intimidate the criminal. We can pick this up. So let's go ahead and pick this up. When you pick it up, you can flip it over to its private side, and it says, Sweet Relief. A wanted polecat named Simran is hiding near Teshun. He is cunning, but has a weakness. His love for delicacies. Share these honey pastries at the camp, and I bet Simran's allies will contact you. Deliver Simran to a guard outpost after you have captured him. Okay. So, we need to go to Teshun to complete that. That's right over there, so maybe we can worry about that later. And then whenever you take a quest, there always needs to be 3 on the notice board. So we just go into our little quest area here, and we just take the next one. And then we'll move this marker. So there's actually 2 quests now in Sarwar. Now we can only hold up to 3 quests, and if we ever had more, we'd have to abandon one of them. And at the bottom here, it tells you what to do if you abandon. Our test of will here says it cannot be abandoned, so we have to keep that one until we complete it. Okay, now that we're in Myuu, I say let's just do this as our action. The only prerequisite is that we're here. That little symbol there means that if we were playing a multiplayer game, then we could actually have a partner help us with this. But we're alone, so we're just going to visit the station 91. While approaching the ranger station, you eye the surrounding forest. As you recall, a lot of Saffron's behavioral evidence came from this place. He was always vague on the details, but you know he had some kind of study around here. Finding it could shed light on your squirrel friend and his mysterious will as well. A pair of polecat rangers run up to you. You Kiride? Asks one. Some Arheiner asked us to help you. Let's go find that cottage or whatever. Ah, there's the polecat spirit you always found so fascinating, always ready to explore the unknown. Apparently these two think you can find the adventures they crave here in the woods. But you won't back down from a challenge either. You only need to pick the best approach. So it says, if you explore, you may re-roll up to 2 dice. Well, we could either explore the forest or we could ask around the station. Now, I definitely want to explore the forest. Our companion gives us a success when we explore, and we also have this re-roll, and then we have another one just from this right here. So we'll get to do a lot of re-rolling, so let's explore the forest. Now, as far as our checks go, we can use our 2 green dice, so that's pretty good. Oh, okay. Well, we got 2, so that's actually pretty good. We should keep this. And let's re-roll these 2 greens. All right, there's another success. And then let's use our black hat ability. Re-roll up to 2. Oh my goodness. Wow, so that's 5. And then with our companion, 6 successes. Oh yeah, way over 3. With the polecats at your side, you dive into the forest like a newt into water, expertly scouting out every nook and cranny in the area. Soon, you begin to notice signs of frequent travel, although appropriately faded by now. Then, stuffed in a tree hollow, you find some observational equipment, worn out but still functional. This must be the place. You may swap one of your skill markers for a perception skill marker. Ooh, okay, so occasionally you can change your skills here. Interesting. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I say let's exchange our conversational skill with a second perception. Which means we're going to be taking this die out and replacing it with that one. The clearing you arrive in is beautiful. The pristine air is refreshing, as is the change of pace in the entire experience. Or should you say, adventure. Perhaps the polecat's spirit is contagious. Whatever it is, you've always appreciated new challenges. There are no cottages in sight, though, only pristine forest. Or mostly pristine, as the rangers are busy observing the signs of life all over. It should be the right place, but perhaps there's something you're missing. So it says if you observe, you may re-roll up to 2 dice, observe the clearing, or deduce the study's location. Well, we're good at both of these things. Yeah, we're equally good at both of these. And if we observe, though, we'll get those 2 re-rolls. Yeah, okay, let's observe. So we'll swap these out for these. Ew. Well, that was a really bad roll, so I think we'll use that thing that we can do that's optional, which is re-roll all of the dice. Okay, that's better. 2 double successes, that's 4 successes. We can get 2 re-rolls. I mean, of 2 dice. Okay, that did nothing. But I bet you 4 is pretty good. Oh yeah, there we go. The polecats have keen eyes, and you've trained yourself to see the invisible. In mere moments, you spot what you're looking for, a treehouse hidden in the foliage above. Up there, you find stacks of notes left behind by Saffron, detailing the experiments he ran here, trying to emulate the archaic life of ancient squirrels, apparently successfully. In one notebook, he talks about you, specifically the debates you had about the limits primal nature places on folks. He writes that after your departure, he stashed something in his house in Reinstum, in a hidden room. Deciding to go there next, you feel an excitement building. This is what you were born to do, unraveling mysteries, and you're close to the breakthrough. You earn 2 prestige. Okay, so we're going to return this one, and we're going to get 63 and 225. Okay, so we have Test of Will, Part 3. In Maratu, you located Saffron's study, if you can call it that. There you found notes which again mentioned you, as well as a hidden stash in his home in Reinstum. That could be what he dedicated to you in his will. You should pay a visit to find out. Okay, and we also get 63. Ooh, we got an adventurous trait. It has curious and upbeat. What's inside that chest, behind that hill, or under that bush? You have no idea, but you can't wait to find out. Now! It also has Unlock, Explore, and Search, which would let us get 1 success, and then if the total number of successes is 4 or less, we discard. And because that's in purple, that means that's something that we're going to have to do when we encounter those particular keywords. So we have a lot. We have Unlock, we have Explore, we have Intimidate, we have Convince. We got all sorts of cool stuff now. Curious and Upbeat. Wow. Okay, if we had had a partner, they would get something as well. But there we go. That was the end of the scene. On to Friday. I mean, let's not waste any time. Let's just head over there. Can't quite make it, so we're going to have to do another event. Oh, we just missed the Thursday. It's Friday, so we don't do that. Not on a settlement. We are on a grassland, so we're going to get 152. Your travels take you down a bending road that runs along a body of water. Ahead of you, a pelican combats with several fishing nets, all tangled together and riddled with branches. Saying hello to her, the pelican quickly looks up and, after recovering from the surprise, introduces herself as Rendika. I did not see you there, she explains in frustration, showing now how her feathers are tangled into the ropes of the nets. They must have done logging yesterday, and now all these branches are in the water, and they have ruined my nets. Will you help me get them untangled? I have to catch something to feed my family. Okay, so if we untangle, each blade tag would give us 2 successes. We don't have a blade tag, so we could untangle the nets, but that's thievery we're not good at. Come up with another way to help, which we are good at, or leave the pelican. No, let's come up with another way to help. We are a smart cookie. All right. Oh, there we go. 4 successes. Telling Rendika not to worry, you come up with an idea. Using bits of stick and some metal wires that Rendika lends you, you build an improvised but ingenious fish trap and set it into the water. That is so clever. You are a real lifesaver. With this, I should be able to feed my family, the pelican says. I cannot do much to help other than this. She quickly writes up a letter and passes it to you, which looks like it has a job offer on it from her other friends in need. You earn 1 prestige. And the mention of a job offer reminds me that we spent all of our money. And we need to mark that. There we go. That's how you mark how much money you have. We spent all of ours. We are broke. Okay, but it says give a random 49 card. Okay. And then return this to the bottom of the event deck. Get a random one there. Okay, we got underground defense. My family and I run a business in Muratu. We dig holes for folks to rent out as storage. Recently, a group of moles have been burrowing into our tunnels and stealing clients' items. Come find us near the ranger station and help us catch these crooks before our business sinks. So there you go. That's another quest that we could potentially do if we feel like it. We got to move on to Saturday, and now we can make it. Boom. Now, this is a really big city with tons of stuff to do. Even though there's 3 cards here, it's still considered one location for the purposes of sort of moving. And once again, I think we're just going to get right to it. We are going to visit Safran's home, and that is 95. Safran's home lies near the market, at the cross-section of the city's rich and poor, an apt location for behavioral study. One such opportunity is just occurring right at the front door, where a small crowd of mostly polecats and raccoons surround a lone gorilla. "Let us in already," a raccoon shouts. "The owner's long gone." He points at the nailed-shut windows. "I told you," the gorilla said. "I was paid to hold the key for someone, and that's what I'll do." You ask if that someone is Kiradai, and her eyes widen in surprise. "Wait, I'm Kiradai," a voice from the crowd shouts. "No, I'm Kiradai," another retorts. Chaos ensues, leaving you without an option to try to talk sense into the gorilla. Oh no. So we're in trouble here. We could snatch the key from the gorilla, which is actually our best bet because our perception does give us a little bit of thievery skill potential. Forcing open the window is definitely not what we're good at. We are very weak and we have no money, so it looks like we're gonna try to snatch this key. This is dangerous. Oh boy. Okay. We're gonna need some good fortune. Okay, that was terrible. So let's roll that again. Ooh, we could use our Power of the Mind. Now, I forgot about this Power of the Mind card. We could use this. It says, you spend decades honing your mind into a weapon of analytical brilliance. When truly tested, you find approaches others could barely comprehend. So, before a skill check, we can discard to replace the tested skill with a skill of our choice. I don't think I'm going to do that right now, but let's keep in mind that we have that. Ooh, okay. Whew. We managed to get 2 successes there. Hopefully that'll be good enough. All right, good. 2 to 3. You use the chaos to your advantage and quickly and efficiently snatch the key from the gorilla. She shouts after you as you run to the door, but it's too late. You open the lock and move in, the cheering crowd pushing in right behind you. The inside is as dusty as one could expect, with only modest furniture adorning the place. The crowd is already busy checking out the place and tapping on the floorboards. You'll have to find the hidden room before them, unless you want your findings to be tampered with. But how? Ooh, okay, so we could search the place for a medium perception. That's well within our range there. Or we could think like a squirrel, which would be hard. Well, now our adventurous spirit here shows that if we were to search, we would get a success. And then if the total number of our successes is 4 or less, we'd have to discard this. So I think we definitely want to search because we'll get an automatic success. Oh, so many eyeballs. And we have to remember, in these perception checks, we actually get to reroll twice, or 2 dice. Okay. And because we were searching, we get an automatic success, so that's actually 5 successes. We won't have to discard that card. 5 successes. Ooh, yes, 4+. There we go. With immaculate precision, you examine your surroundings for anomalies. And in no time at all, you spot something interesting above the old fireplace. The roofing is worn out in several spots, indicating frequent activity. That's all the evidence you need, and before anyone else realizes what's going on, you push the planks aside and pull yourself into the hidden attic above. Inside the cramped space, you find a pile of various items and trinkets Saffron has stashed away, hidden here from prying eyes less keen than yours. And on the pile, you see a letter dedicated to you. Kirde, my friend, I know your inquisitive nature will lead you here. That's what your folk are known for, after all. That makes you a great scholar, but that's not all you are. That's not all you have to be. You may be distinct, but perhaps you've now realized we can become whatever we want in our own ways. Go and see, adventure like the polecats. I know their ways always fascinated you, but learn from my folk as well and prepare for the challenges ahead. Your mind races by the time you get to the scribbly signature. You've always challenged the limits, be they set by you or others, always thinking that was the mind of a scholar. But that's not it. That's just another limit. Saffron knew, and by now you realize you've always had it, the will of an adventurer. You turn back to the untouched stash. Time to see what the new you should look like. Okay, we earned 2 prestige. We could swap any 2 of our skills, but I kind of like our skills. I don't think I want to do that. I'm going to keep things the way they are. We're done with our test of will. And we get 244 from the library. The accordion. Many instruments are affiliated with certain folk and their culture. Accordion's history stretches far back into squirrel folk's traditions and their merry harvest festivals. We got convince and recall. Okay, now we can't hold this, but this bouquet is about to expire anyway. And there we go. That's the end of the scene. Okay, I think first things first, we are extremely poor. Maybe we should sell this accordion at the marketplace. I don't think it's a good idea to go wandering around without any money. So we're not going to move, and we're just going to visit this market. Looks like it's 24. With Reinstam's size, it's no surprise that its market is larger than a town. Every commodity, service, or oddity can be purchased or sold here. One shop among thousands stands out above the noise of the hustle and bustle. A bulky painted sign out front details a 2-for-1 sale on their gadgets and gizmos. Ooh. Do you have a mount tag? No, I don't have a mount tag. Truly firming up that all things are exchanged in the market, you see a stable offering mounts to rent. Well, what kind of shop might you buy from today? Ooh, well look at here. We have a little starry one right there. That means that's sort of special. Miscellaneous gadgets special offer. So that's not always going to be there. Maybe it's because it's Sunday? So yeah, let's go check that out. I think that seems smart. The 2-for-1 sale has drawn in an army of customers from Reinstam's streets. As waves crash on the shore, tides of customers lap against the shop, buying what they can and then receding away. Slipping in between the surges, you get to the counter and see what gadgets and gizmos are still available. Okay, so take 201 and 3 random 200s and place them face up in front of the adventurer. You may purchase any number of these items by paying their value. If you purchase at least 2 of these items, choose 1 additional to get for free. You may also sell your items for half their value rounded up. Ooh. We have assorted gear. Blending into the shadows is often affiliated with dishonest intent. What if you simply want to avoid disturbing anyone? When purchased, immediately discard or swap one of your skill marks for either perception or thievery. Okay, we're definitely not interested in that. Okay, we have some glasses here for $5. That's reading. An old owl folktale tells of an exceptionally cunning detective. She wore extremely prominent glasses, which helped her find anything or anyone. Until she lost said glasses, that is. So this would give us a search and a convince and the reading key tag. I mean, we're a scholar, so that seems like something we should probably have. Search would also help with our adventurous skill there. And we have a little bit of convince. Okay. Coffee is a drink. Galzyr got its first taste of coffee when Capuchin monkeys brought their foreign beans to Hezimbi's market. Now local ruling families, just like the merchants themselves, can't go a day without the energizing substance. Okay, so we can discard to return freezing. Ooh, and then this cloak. Shady and warm. Cloaks are pretty much the only clothing always in fashion among the lemur nobility. They are striking in appearance, but also can conceal you from prying eyes when it comes time for more unseemly activities. Ooh, more intimidate. Intimidate and sneak. We already have good intimidate. The problem is we can only sell for half the value. So, oh man, I wish we hadn't spent all of our money. Nope, I think we're gonna pass on all of this, honestly. I'm just going to go ahead and sell the accordion for 3 money. And we're going to end up not buying anything, unfortunately. Okay, so now we're going to Monday, and unfortunately our companion must leave us. We do have a event here in Teshun, so maybe we'll head over there. Yeah, let's try to do Sweet Relief. So we're going to move 1, 2, and we'll have to have an event. Okay, not Sunday, not a settlement, grassland, 211. While traveling through the grasslands, your road brings you alongside a farmer's property where a mob of workers is arguing with a farmer who stands before a brand new steam engine that has been delivered, still strapped to wooden pallets. Being nosy, you step over and ask the group what all the yelling is about. That wretched machine, a dog worker barks. All of us farmhands will lose half of our work shifts because of that thing. On the defensive, the Fossa farmer buffs out his chest. I understand your position, and I am sorry for you, but it is my farm, and I paid for this machine. It is my choice on how I run this place. This could get messy if you take part in it. Do we have the nibbler tag? We do not. Ooh, do we side with the worker, side with the farmer, or stay out of this? Now we should stay out of it, but I don't think that's how Kiri rolls. That's not the adventurous spirit. I think Kiri, being as poor as she is going to side with the workers. She understands the plight of the workers. She's on their side. You feel the workers need your help more than the farmer does. Yeah. Ooh, wow, okay. Recall who might be hiring. Nice. Sabotage the engine. Or cover the wages lost. Okay. Now, I think we're going to have to try to recall who might be hiring. This is going to be hard, but at least it is knowledge. And we are fairly good at knowledge. Okay. That's 3 successes. Yeah, I think we're going to have to keep that. Ooh, good. Okay, 3 was just enough. Withdrawing from the pool of memories, you try to recall what job postings you have seen in recent weeks. You are able to retrieve a dozen such job offers you have seen at inns you have been to. Many in the crowd talk about how they are fit for one of the jobs they hear. Workers cheering and praising you for helping them find new work, and the farmer himself gives you a respectful nod and thanks you for diffusing the worst of the tensions. Some of the workers even offer you some gizmos. All of these congratulations seem irrelevant to you. You are too distracted by all the remaining workers, despairing about how they will not be able to feed their families this week. You earn 1 prestige. You may swap one of your skill marks for a perception mark. Okay, well, we're already at full perception, so we're good. Ooh, we get 58. Oh, I got a disheartened condition. Worry weary. What's this all for? With a heavy heart, your mind isn't as sharp as it should be. Your only glimmer of hope is that perhaps tomorrow will be brighter. Okay, so in knowledge and speech and perception skill checks, get a -1 success. And then we get to discard this in 3 rounds. All right. 1, 2, 3. And then return this. All right. Well, we got some prestige for that, but not much else, unfortunately. On to Tuesday. We can make it in. And why don't we start this quest right here, Sweet Relief. You arrive at the Violet Arm mercenary camp with the sweets Vulgaria gave you. She informed you that the accomplices of the criminal Simran might be visiting the camp to buy excess supplies. Reports say that Simran is addicted to sweets, so whoever is buying provisions from the camp might be trying to get sweets as well. You announce aloud that you have free treats for everyone. Mercenaries, camp followers, and visitors all swarm around you and devour the desserts, thanking you between mouthfuls. None here in the immediate group match the description Vulgaria gave you of Simran and his companions. You will need more bait, or to find some other means of getting to your target. Yeah, I think we should bake more sweets, I guess, because that's going to be easier. Now, we're already at a -1 success because we're disheartened, but that's okay. Ouch. Reroll. There we go. That's what we're talking about. That's going to be 4 -1, 3 successes. Going to a cook tent, you ask a dodo chef there if you can use the facility to make sweets for the troops. Just don't make a mess. With a few botched batches under your belt, you finally make a decent serving of treats. Again, you move through the camp, offering them to everyone. Your snacks are gone shortly. Curiously, a muskrat who took many does not eat them. Instead, she sneaks out of the camp. You follow her to a ramshackle hideout in the woods nearby. Half-starved and filthy folk pour out of the stick huts to see who you are. A polecat among them pushes to the front, who you recognize as Simran. You ask him, what is this all about? We are all thinkers here, social scientists, philosophers, and artists. We criticized the rich of Galzyr, and they branded us criminals. So, come to turn us in for easy gold? The muskrat you followed here grieves. Even if you don't, our camp has been found. Soon others will find us. Okay, so it says, if you explore, each perception tag will give us 2 successes. We do not have any perception tags. Okay, so we could fight. There's no way we're fighting. Or we could explore the area and help them flee. Ooh, okay. Explore. Now, explore tag, we get 1 success, and the disheartened doesn't affect us. We also have roll up to 2. Okay, so I think we're going to explore. We get to use our green dice to help us with this one, and it's only a medium, so we're going in with 1 success. We might lose our adventurous card there, but that wouldn't be too bad. Is 2 successes going to be enough, or should we try to re-roll this? Well, we get... Let's keep this, and we get 2 re-rolls. Yes. Okay, so 2 plus 1, that's 3. We are going to lose this card, unfortunately, because we our total is 4 or less, but 3 should be good. You tell the group that you will help them find a way out. You lead them into a heavily forested area, heading away from their last hiding spot. Scouring this new region, you find a trail that will lead them far from here. You are a just soul, Simran praises. This way we can keep moving on and stay 1 step ahead of the authorities. We can keep evading them till the day all of Galzyr will see equality is needed. Until then, you can read some of our works. The polecat and his group offer you papers they have written on the economic and social plights of the land, which might hold some insight. The whole group tell you they will never forget what you have done for them. You earn 2 prestige. Okay, we may swap one of our skill marks for a knowledge. We're already full up on knowledge. We return sweet relief. Okay, we didn't have a partner. And then it says take 102 from the library and place it to the back of the quest slot. Okay, so sometimes you have to do this. 102, and then we go to our little quest slot here, and it goes into the back. It's now Wednesday, and when we move, we encounter this, which means we have to resolve gathering, which is 200. After all the excitement, challenges, and adventure, it is time to unwind for a moment and reflect on your travels. So, how many adventurers were there? 1. Do you have an isolated tag? No, no isolated tag. You head to the nearest inn, intent on treating yourself to a well-deserved evening, celebrating this leg of your journey. Already from the outside, you can hear the sounds of lively patrons, suggesting that their establishment is quite full once again. Despite the noise, all heads turn as you enter, curious to see the new arrival. Oh no, we only have 3 money, so we can't throw a party. Oh, we gotta celebrate alone. That's too bad. How much prestige did you get? Look at that, we got 10 prestige, so that is fantastic. The jaws of everyone in the inn drop as you enter. Every single one of them recognizes you. Ignoring them, you sit down and order a drink. You have to ask for it twice, as the innkeeper seems as awestruck as everyone else. While you work on the drink, everyone speaks in veiled whispers about who you are, of all the wondrous, dangerous, and crazy things you have got up to, both good and ill. They are all totally captivated by you, in streaks of awe or jealousy or obsession. Your glorious exploits will be recounted for generations to come. You are a living legend, a piece of Galzyr itself. So we unlocked an achievement, legendary. And then we end the game. So at this point, we could save the game, put it away, and, save it for the next time we want to play, or we could continue playing right away. It shows here you can perform these steps if you want to save your game, or we could play another game right away. So maybe we'll see more of this to come, but for now, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.